صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم.
الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد رسول الله وآله ومن والاه واهتدى بهداه إلى يوم الدين. ثم أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome to a new episode of our company with the great scholars, those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen to be amongst the best of his slaves and to be the inheritors of prophets. Today, inshallah, we'll be talking about Imam Abdul Rahman ibn Abi Bakr ibn Muhammad ibn Abi Bakr As-Suyuti, the great Imam As-Suyuti, who was originally from the city of Asyut in Upper Egypt, Al-Shafi'i. He lived in Cairo and he died in Cairo, rahimahullah ta'ala, a great Shafi'i scholar of his time, Al-Jalal As-Suyuti, rahimahullah. Whenever his name is mentioned, we always associate it with the science of hadith. Although Imam As-Suyuti rahimahullah ta'ala was an encyclopedic scholar. He is the one who introduced the science of ulum al-Quran, the science of the sciences of the Quran. After Imam al-Zarkashi, Imam As-Suyuti. These are the two main big icons when it comes to the sciences of the Quran. Imam As-Suyuti grew up as an orphan. He memorized the Quran at a very young age. And he memorized the book Al-Minhaj, written by Imam al-Nawawi, Al-Alfiyyah as well, which is 1,000 lines. And then he studied with Imam al-Bulqini and Imam al-Munawi and Imam al-Shumunni and Imam al-Kafiyaji, who is called al-Kafiyaji, which the word Kafiyah is actually a name of a text written by Abu Amr ibn al-Hajib. Al-Kafiyah and al-Shafiyah, these are two texts. Al-Kafiyah is in the science of grammar. The Shafi'ah is in the science of sarf, morphology. This scholar was called Al-Kafiyaji, and it was ascribed to Kafiyah because he used to repeat it and memorize it and read it a lot. So Imam As-Suyuti studied with these great scholars and he listened to hadith from very, very great scholars. One important thing they mention, one amazing and strange thing they mention about the birth of Imam As-Suyuti rahimahullah ta'ala, is that his mother has given birth to him in a library, and therefore they say he was called Ibn al-Kutub, the son of books, because his mom gave birth to him in a library. Imam As-Suyuti rahimahullah ta'ala was a great scholar of his time, yet many criticism has been directed to him by his contemporary Imam Shamsuddin al-Sakhawi rahimahullah ta'ala, obviously because of the greatness of Imam As-Suyuti rahimahullah ta'ala, and also the greatness of Imam al-Sakhawi. And this is very well known in the scholars who are peers at the same time. Imam As-Suyuti rahimahullah was a subject to many criticism and attacks by Imam al-Sakhawi, very severe attacks. And he had to respond sometimes and to acquit himself from the attacks given to him or directed at him by Imam al-Sakhawi rahimahullah ta'ala. And the contemporaries of Imam As-Suyuti say that he was an ocean when it comes to the science of tafsir and hadith, fiqh, nahu, and balagha, generally, al-ma'ani wal-bayan wal-badi'ah. And Imam As-Suyuti rahimahullah ta'ala has also reached the level of ijtihad, that he was able to do his own ijtihad and even try to formulate his madhab. And he said, I got the tools of ijtihad and I tried to do my own ijtihad, to find my own madhab and my own choice in fiqh, and then I realized that all my choices and conclusions have been actually reached before me by the Shafi'i scholars. So I decided that I'm nothing but a Shafi'i. We say this to many brothers and sisters nowadays, at these present times, whose knowledge is just very limited, and then they try to say, well, we are going to make our own choices. I'm following the Quran and the Sunnah. When you tell them, Ya akhi, why don't you follow the madhab? Why don't you study fiqh? Oh, I'm following the Quran and the Sunnah. I tell them, were these scholars, Shafi'i, Ahmad, Malik, and Abu Hanifa, were they following the Torah and the Injil? What were they following? They were following the Quran and the Sunnah as well. When they are quoting something to you, what are they quoting? They're quoting the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have to have some adab when we deal with the people before us. Imam As-Suyuti, although he had the tools of ijtihad and became a mujtahid himself, he found out that he will be nothing but a Shafi'i. He said, except in 3 issues, which I realized that these are still opinions that suit the madhab of Imam al-Shafi'i, but they are weak opinions within the madhab of Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah ta'ala. At a kind of a stage, at a specific stage of his life, Imam As-Suyuti decided that he's going to dedicate his time to learning, to writing and authoring. So he locked himself up in his house, which was in a place called Al-Maniyal, nowadays known as that at that time as Rawdatul Miqyas. Imam As-Suyuti rahimahullah ta'ala spent the last 30 or 40 years of his life just fully dedicated to knowledge. He spoke to no one, he got in touch with no one, he used to refuse gifts, he used to refuse presents, and he just dedicated his time for knowledge. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to have this dedication. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to try our best to respect the people before us, as this is quite an important thing, because those who do not respect their ancestors will not be respected by those who come after them. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sallam.